Does Basecamp use AI? It's the question of the hour, isn't it? Everywhere you look, every time you turn on the television or read the news, it's AI this and AI that. Artificial intelligence is taking over the world, or so they want you to think. And if you are retired or you are staring down the barrel of retirement, and you're trying to manage a small business, a consulting gig, a nonprofit, or even just organize a large family project, you start to feel this underlying fear. You worry, am I going to be forced to learn some complicated, confusing robot system just to keep using the software I like? Is the tool I rely on to keep my life organized, like Basecamp, going to change overnight into something I don't recognize, forcing me out of the game because I don't have a degree in computer science? Listen to me. Take a deep breath. Stand up straight and look at me. I understand that fear. The world is moving at lightning speed, and it feels like the tech companies are leaving anyone who isn't a 25-year-old Silicon Valley insider completely in the dust. You're asking yourself, does Basecamp use AI? And what does that mean for my sanity and my pocketbook? Here is the bottom line, straight truth about Basecamp and AI. No, Basecamp does not force AI down your throat. They have taken a completely different path than almost every other tech company out there right now. And frankly, it is a breath of fresh air for people who value simplicity, security, and certainty. Think about what everyone else is doing. You open up your email, you open up your word processor, and suddenly there's a little AI chatbot popping up, interrupting you, offering to write your sentences for you, tracking your data, and making everything cluttered. It's frustrating. It makes you feel like you aren't in control of your own computer. Basecamp's creators looked at that chaos and said, no, we are not going to ruin our clean, straightforward system by cluttering it up with forced AI features that people didn't ask for. They understand that when you are managing a project, you don't need a robot hallucinating or making up answers for you. You need a rock-solid message board. You need a clear to-do list. You need a schedule that doesn't move unless you move it. You need to know exactly where your documents are. They have kept Basecamp beautifully, wonderfully human first. You are the boss of the software. The software is not trying to outsmart you. But here is the twist. And this is where it gets interesting for those who want to be ahead of the curve without being overwhelmed. Basecamp recently introduced something called a command line interface and agent skills. Now, don't let those technical words scare you. What that means in plain English is that Basecamp opened a backdoor. They said, look, we aren't putting AI inside Basecamp to mess up your user experience. But if you have an AI tool that you love and use, like Claude or ChatGPT or an AI assistant, we have made it so your AI tool can log into Basecamp and help you out if you want it to. They call it being agent native. It means if you choose to connect an outside AI tool, that tool can read your Basecamp to-dos or write a message for you. But if you don't want to use AI, you don't have to change a single solitary thing. You don't have to look at a single AI button. The screen looks exactly the same as it always has, clean, predictable, and safe. This brings us to the core issue. Why does this matter so much to you at this stage of your life? Because your money, your time, and your mental energy are your most valuable assets in retirement. You cannot afford to waste days of your life trying to learn a system that changes the rules on you every single Tuesday. You need tools that are stable. You need to protect your peace of mind. Forced AI is a distraction you do not need, but having control over whether you use it or not. That is power. So what is your actionable takeaway here? How do you use this information to protect yourself and stay productive? First, you can rest easy knowing that you can continue using Basecamp exactly the way you always have. Do not let the tech hype scare you into abandoning a tool that works for you. You do not need to switch to some new, fancy, complicated AI-powered project manager just because a marketing email told you to. Stick with what is stable, safe, and profitable for your time. Second, if you ever do decide you want to experiment with AI to make your life a little easier, maybe to summarize a long thread of messages from a volunteer group or to automatically draft a project schedule, know that you can do it on your own terms. You can look into integrating an outside assistant using Basecamp's new agent features, but only when you are ready, not when a software developer decides to force it on your screen. You are entering a beautiful chapter of your life where you have the freedom to choose how you spend your time. Do not let the fear of artificial intelligence make you feel obsolete. Software like Basecamp proves that there is still a massive value placed on human clarity, human connection, and pure simplicity. Stay strong, keep your tools simple, keep your overhead low, and never let a piece of technology dictate your worth or your capability. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.